Hello everyone. In a previous video I discussed the mighty terror birds, a family of giant flightless carnivores that ruled the Americas for over 60 million years and were well known for their great size and ferocity. Many of you seem to enjoy that video, so in this video I'll discuss another large predatory bird from the past, but this time one very different from the terror birds and one much more like our modern birds of prey, only much bigger, the giant HAAST eagle. For millions of years, New Zealand remained in isolation between the Tasman and South Pacific Oceans, far away from any large continents. Because of its geographic isolation, New Zealand was for millions of years lacking in any major mammal species, with the exception of one species of bat. As a result of this, there were many ecological niches free for the taking, and these were filled in by many species of birds, which had colonised much of the island and taken over much of the roles that mammals would normally fill elsewhere. New Zealand since became a home to a wide range of very unique species, many of which are not found anywhere else on the planet, including the kakapo, a giant flightless parrot. Other flightless birds, such as the well-known kiwi, also call New Zealand home. In ancient times, New Zealand was also home to a family of flightless birds known as moa, some of which were the tallest birds that ever lived, the largest of which standing over 3 meters tall or more, and over twice the size of the average man. And yet even the largest of these birds were not safe from the true king of New Zealand, the largest and possibly most powerful eagle that had ever lived, the HAAST eagle. This truly monstrous raptor was the apex predator of New Zealand until around 600 years ago, and was the main predator of these giant moa. HAAST eagle is believed to be one of, if not the largest eagle that has ever existed. The largest specimens are believed to have a wingspan of over 3 meters across from tip to tip, and weighing a whopping 18 kilograms. In contrast, the heaviest eagles alive today, the Steller's sea eagle, is usually only around 9 to 10 kilograms. Numerous skeletal material of this enormous eagle has been found in the South Island of New Zealand over the years, and even from the bones alone, this bird was truly enormous. It used to be believed that the closest relative of the HAAST eagle is the wedge-tailed eagle of Australia, as this is the largest bird of prey in Australia, closest to New Zealand. But recent DNA analysis has shown that in reality, the closest living relative of the HAAST eagle is in fact the little eagle, which is ironically one of the smallest eagles alive today. As shown by this comparison of talon span between the HAAST eagle and the little eagle, the size difference between these two birds couldn't be more apparent. The scientific name of HAAST's eagle, Harpagornis moray, roughly translates to Moray's grappling hook bird, a reference to the bird's great talons. With this recent discovery in mind, many have considered now that the HAAST eagle should be classified instead as belonging to the genus Hyratus, alongside the little eagle, although admittedly Harpagornis does sound a lot more impressive. One of the more distinctive adaptations of the HAAST eagle was its unusually long skull and bill. Like all eagles, its beak was large and strongly hooked for tearing flesh, although even by eagle standards, the bill of the HAAST eagle was exceptionally long as a butcher's cleaver. In many ways, the skull and beak shape of the HAAST eagle is more like that of an old world vulture, not only because of the length of the beak, but also because of the unusually high placement of the nostrils, which are also surprisingly narrow. With their comparatively long beaks and narrow nostrils, old world vultures are adapted for sticking their heads right into the depths of a large carcass and to feed away without getting their nostrils clogged by debris. It's therefore likely that the HAAST eagle developed this adaptation for the same reason, able to feed on the carcass of a large moa and extract as much calories as possible without getting its nostrils clogged by debris. Like all modern raptors, including all modern eagles, the HAAST eagle's feet and massive talons were its main weapon in terms of hunting and dispatching its prey, but in terms of sheer size, they were truly on another level. So this monstrous looking object that you can see here is a life-size model on the foot of a HAAST eagle, and it's accurately been measured, and it's pretty much life-size based on what material is known for the species in terms of fossils and skeletal material, and it is anatomically correct, and you can see it's a fiberglass model, and it's been done really well with all the scales and little details of what the foot would look like in life. But of course the main thing about this thing that is most impressive, of course, is its size. It is absolutely enormous. It's more than double the size of my hand in terms of spread from the tip of the front talon to the tip of the back talon, and the talons themselves are about as long as my thumbs. It's only when you see something like this, when you see this kind of monstrous foot and talons, does it give you an idea of the bird this foot was attached to in life, and it gives you an idea of the strength of HAAST eagle. The largest eagle feet and talons known today belong to the harpy eagle of South America, and you can see a model of which pictured on the right. While it should be noted that the model on the right was based on a somewhat dried out museum specimen, the foot span and talon size is very accurate. And in this photograph, you can see that same model of a harpy eagle's foot and talons at the bottom of the image compared to the enormous HAAST eagle foot on the top. Although both birds have a somewhat similar talon length, talons comparable to tiger or even bear claws, the HAAST eagle's foot span is nearly twice the span of the harpy eagle. There are several different species of moa, but the largest could stand over 3 to 3.5 meters tall and weigh over 200 kilograms or around 400 pounds, making them the tallest birds that we know of, and yet even these birds weren't safe from the HAAST eagle. This is well known because many of these large moa skeletons have been found with huge puncture wounds embedded in their pelvic bones, which could have only been made by the talons of HAAST eagle. These great injuries bear witness to not only the eagle's huge talons, but also the bird's immense strength. Some estimates have considered that the grip strength of the talons of modern golden eagles can be anywhere between 400 and 750 pounds per square inch of pressure. The HAAST eagle therefore would have had a grip power many times the strength of this, considering the bird's even greater physical size and much larger feet and talons. Based on the physical evidence, it is strongly believed by many that the HAAST eagle's hunting method involved diving from a steep angle on top of its prey, in this case a giant moa. The impact power of the eagle connecting to its prey in this attack has been calculated to being the equivalent of someone dropping a cinder block from an 8-story building. The sheer violence and force of the blow could have sent the moa bowling off its feet, but in this case the eagle would have risked its giant prey rolling on top of it, potentially crushing it under its body weight, which could. The evidence suggests that instead the eagle directed its attack towards the moa's back and pelvic area, hence the serious injuries found on the moa bones. If the prey wasn't initially killed by the impact, the eagle would use its talons and grip strength to inflict irreversible damage to the moa's abdominal areas. Crushing through bones, arteries and air sacs, the eagle would have almost certainly killed even a giant moa by inflicting enormous injuries to its internal organs and causing enormous blood loss. This eagle was probably even physically strong enough to latch onto a moa's back with one foot and then immediately grab the bird's neck with its great talons, crushing the moa's throat and dispatching it very quickly. With its enormous size and great physical strength, the HAAST eagle remained the top predator of New Zealand, unchallenged for millennia, but eventually humans did arrive at New Zealand. While there is no direct evidence of HAAST eagles predating on humans, the great physical strength of this bird, combined with the fact that it hunted giant moas for a living, which were more than twice as big as the average man, makes it almost certainly possible that they were physically capable of doing so. After all, these eagles were likely psychologically programmed to pursue large two-legged prey on the ground, and so seeing humans for the first time in their habitat may have instilled a predatory reaction. This is in stark contrast to any modern birds of prey species, which virtually never see humans as a source of prey. Unfortunately for this great eagle, as well as many other species of New Zealand birds, humans did cause irreversible damage to their populations, primarily through habitat loss as they did clear away many of the forests that they called home. The human settlers, however, did have a taste for the moa in particular, and they hunted these birds relentlessly until around 100 years after they first colonised, the giant moas had died out. As a predator specialised for taking down the largest of prey, the HAAST eagles could not sustain themselves once their main food supply, the moa, had gone. And so around the year 1400, these great eagles followed their prey into extinction. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video on this great and amazing bird from the ancient past. There are more videos like this to come in the future though, so until then I'll see you in the next one.